So tell me about Kirkpatrick School.
Well, Kirkpatrick School was built in 1950. The flood of 1949 wiped out the little elementary school right down the street called Clinton Avenue. So when Kirkpatrick was built in 1950, I want to say I was 4 years old. My baby sister, who is 2 years older than me now, she was a part of the first graders at Kirkpatrick in 1950. And we closed down in 1971. We graduated 15 classes. And I like to brag about the fact that we were considered the glue class. I graduated in 1964. So we sort of keep everything together. We were right in the middle there. So Kirkpatrick was a great school. Our namesake, the guy that our school was named in honor of, only lived to be 33 years old. But only living 33 years, he has 5 schools named in his honor. So that was very commendable of him. He was a great historian. He was vice principal at I M Terrell High School before he passed, and we went on and named the school in his honor.
And was it always first grade through 12th grade?
No, we started out maybe about grades 1 through 10, and after the Brown versus Board in 1954, they added a class every year, and we became a high school in 1957.
Okay.
Yeah, we graduated our first class in 1957. My graduating class in 64, we graduated 47. That sounds like, I was at a graduation on the other day, LG Pinkston in Dallas, where they graduated 158, but we graduated 47. I have a copy right there in 1964. That was all 4 of our black high schools were together. And I M Terrell graduated something like 230. Dunbar had maybe about 100, and Comore had maybe about 80, but we had 47.
Okay.
We were always a small high school. Yes.
And when you attended, when it was a high school, it remained an elementary school as well.
Believe it or not, the year that we went to the 7th grade, they built the elementary school because the way the system was, we couldn't really maintain elementary school and high school. So we built the elementary school in 1959. It is right across from the present building right now.
Okay, I see. Okay, and one thing that Kirkpatrick is famous for is its sports programs.
Yes, we did very well in sports, but just like I tried to point out to you a while ago, we had some scholars. One instance is, it's a young man that's also a member of my church now. He went on to be a vice president at Lockheed Martin, and one of the young ladies that also belongs here say he really made some real nice strides, because when he first got on at Lockheed Martin, he didn't even have a car. He rode to work with her. But as a result, he went on to be one of the vice presidents at Lockheed Martin. I was telling you about another classmate of mine, Don Babers, who went on to be the #2 man at HUD with, Texas, Arkansas, Louisiana, all those. He was over all of those. But we produced not only good athletes, but we produced great humanitarians, preachers, pastors, and the like. Right.
How do you explain that?
Well,
how did this one little place produce so many?
Well, believe it or not,
people?
Our administrators, I think I showed you a picture of our principal. They had a way of brainwashing us, making us believe in ourselves. We just didn't make excuses. Our school colors were purple and white. So as a result, Pascal, who also school colors were purple and white, when they get through with their football jerseys or their basketball jerseys, we would go to their school and use their old jerseys. We went to Northside High, and we used their old football cleats and all of that. Cleats back in the day, I don't know how many they have now. You had maybe about 7 cleats on a shoe. And sometimes, the shoes we got might have had 3 or 4 cleats on them. And we didn't know any better. We just made the best of the situation. And as the paper said some years ago, we just played longer and longer and longer than anybody else. You know, so we just our faculty, our parents, they just believed in us. I tell them all the time, before they started that no pass, no play, we had parents that said, you know, my kids are not going to play any football. They're not going to play any basketball unless they get their lesson. So before they started that no pass, no play, our administrators, our parents, they just kind of instilled that in us. Even our church, I remember my Sunday school teacher, when I was 15 years old, I consider her a modern day prophetess. She told me, she said, you're not going to be nothing but an old bald-head deacon. And I think about that now. At 26, I was asked to be on the deacon board. At 47, I started losing my hair. So I say she was really a prophet. She told me when I was 15 years old, and at 69, I can see the results, you know. But she told me what I was going to be. So just like I say, I just attribute it to the fact that we were just so blessed to have caring parents. Our coaches even now say the participation that the parents had. I mean, our coaches literally woke us up in the morning, saw that we went to bed. So they would, and I know they weren't getting the type of money that these coaches and administrators are getting now, but they just loved us and we just loved them.